Okay, welcome to what will be the first of a series of weekly videos where I will respond to your questions, reader questions on METAWARS. This is something that I hope we'll keep doing every week, make it as interactive as possible, so please send me your questions at the Facebook page, which is Facebook.com/the Jeff Norton or /METAWARS. Or if you want to post or email into the publisher, that's cool, or you can send me an email as well. My contact details are on my webpage at jeffnorton.com. So let's crack right on. So our first series of questions comes from a very keen girl in Canada named Leah. So hello, Leah. And Leah, you sent me 11 questions, which is great. They're incredibly thoughtful questions and very detailed. And I thought what I would do, if it's okay with you, is I would start with the first three. So your first question that you emailed me was, how did you come up with the names of the characters? You know, it's a very organic and a somewhat messy process to come up with names for characters, and I'll share my thinking behind our top three characters, starting with the villain, Matthew Granger. So, Matthew Granger, I wanted our chief villain to have a almost boring boy-next-door type of name. I wanted him to be the kind of guy that you wouldn't think twice about, because in the metasphere and in the meta-wars, in the books, he is the most powerful and the most dominant force when we first open the story. And so I wanted that contrast. I wanted him to have a very plain vanilla, almost dull name. Samantha Kavanagh, I was thinking about what her father would have named, and I thought I would go with something that was could work both ways in terms of gender. I got a sense that Axel had come up with the name Sam well before Samantha was born, and was going to give it whether it was a boy or a girl. And so that's kind of what was in my head for Sam Kavanagh. And then for Jonah, I've always liked the name Jonah, and since Jonah's father is Jason, I thought that maybe Jason and his mother Miriam would have had a discussion about naming him similar but different to Jason. So not wanting to have Jason II or Jason Jr. or something like that, but to have a name that was kind of in the same space, that began with a J. And I suppose since my name is Jeff and starts with a J, that was probably in my head as well. So that's kind of where the names of the characters came from. Your second question is, can you explain more about the Pro Meal pouch and what other flavors can you get? Okay, so the Pro Meal pouch is kind of like a squeezy plastic tube of food that almost everybody in the world of METAWARS eats. The idea is that food supplies have become scarce, and this is artificial protein. This is manufactured protein and carbohydrates, and it comes in all sorts of crazy flavors, and it was kind of inspired by the chips over here, what they call the crisps here in the UK, which come in nuts flavors like roast chicken or steak and ale pie. The chips actually have, or the crisps actually have, the flavors of full meals that you would expect on your dinner table. And so I always thought that was really weird and kind of funny, so I decided to make all of the flavors be something that you wouldn't kind of expect in a Pro Meal pouch. So there's everything from strawberry to full chicken dinners. And the joke in the books is that, you know, it's all artificial, so that Pro Meal pouch has probably never seen a chicken in its life. It's simply artificially flavored. And it's what everybody in the world eats who can't afford real food and real protein. So that's where the Pro Meal pouch comes in. And your third question is, what would my avatar be? You know, that's a really good question. I think, so the whole point, of course, in METAWARS is you can't choose your avatar. So it's not like I would have a choice. So even answering this question defies the logic of the book. But I will indulge the question. I think I'd be a pterodactyl. I think I've always been interested in flying, but I wouldn't want to be a bird necessarily. They just seem a little too vulnerable. And dinosaurs are cool, and dinosaurs with wings are even cooler. So I think I'd be a pterodactyl. What do you think? What would you be, Leah? Anyway, thank you, everybody, if you've actually watched this video, but particularly for Leah for sending in your questions. I will answer the rest of your 11 questions, but I want to give some other readers a chance to ask theirs as well. And thank you very much, and hope you're enjoying the book. And the second one comes out very soon, METAWARS 2.0, The Dead Are Rising, comes out on November 1st.